the game on Saturday? Yes, I did. They chased me. It always feels better. I wasn't looking.
Monday. Shut up. We go to the right here.
Well, because you're training actors. You're
That's awesome.
Yes. If it's $1.50, because I know what's coming. Gary, I'm just saying. Yes.
I'd like to call the meeting to order, please. Stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I ask for a roll call, please.
Here.
Hay.
Here.
Rasmussen. Here. Revolt here. Thorne.
Here.
Bruce.
Here. Okay, just a quick comment for me. There's been a lot of changes here. And what I would ask everybody to do is to be fair, let everybody talk, stay quiet. We've been through a heck of a lot here as a community, and that's just a general area. And there's a lot of hurt that's happened, and there's still, this hurt still continues to go on. And what this board would like to do is mat that down, and let's use this as a fresh start, please. And then be respectful to everybody that's up there talking, and we will be respectful to you. There's a lot of questions, all right, especially since the last week that has passed. I ask your forgiveness because there's a lot of things that has happened for us that hasn't allowed a very smooth transition of power. And I don't mean that in a bad way because this has never happened here before. And so I believe that the board that has gone out has protected your files on the computer very well. And we have tried to, we had a little quality discovery here that we had to go through, but because of that, it has not been a very smooth transition. And you guys are going to have to help out with that and be understanding. I'm sure some of you will. I'm sure some of you won't. And we'll do the best to be as transparent as possible. If you have any questions outside of the meeting, please feel free to come in. If I'm here working at night, late at night, knock on the door, please I'll have you come in. If you don't have to FOIA stuff. You obviously you can do that, no problem. You have received a few FOIAs already. But please come on in and get to know us if I didn't have a chance to knock on your door, or any of us had a chance to knock on your door. And we represent not only the people that have helped elect us, but we also represent the people who didn't believe in the re-election or the recall. And we'll do the best to make sure that this board operates in the best interest of everybody in this community. You're not here to harm one person. However, it should be understood that decisions come with consequences, and there will be some deliberation and some understanding on those things. But once again, when a decision is made or brought to this table, everybody, whether they believe in this or not, we're here, and we will keep everybody's thoughts in good consideration to make the best decision possible for each other, township and its residents. The agenda's been changed a little bit. What we would like to do in the name of transparency is we would like to release our packets to everybody at the start of the meeting. And actually, we're working on getting them out to you beforehand. That's gonna take just a little bit longer than we thought. That way you can see what we're discussing here in the meetings. And you can have an idea of what's going on and ask educated questions. So, or have educated comment. That hasn't happened in the past, unfortunately, so a lot of people thought in this township, and that's just part of our transparency. There's a lot, like I said, once again, there's a lot of questions. So during public comment, if you have a question pointed at me, I don't mind I'll stop for 3 minutes, and then I'll answer the question and move on. And hopefully what we'll do is we can have a dialogue back and forth so we can get some of these questions answered. That being said, another change here right off the get-go, you will see that we have a public comment before we start our agenda. And so once you public comment, if you'd like to, before we start our agenda, that's fine. We ask that you limit it to 1 comment. All right. You'll notice as you walk down through the agenda, we do have some meeting minutes that we need to approve, but we don't have a quorum. So we're a brand new board. We weren't a board here when those meeting minutes happen, so we will not approve those meeting minutes. We just can't. We've been informed not to do so. Older business, we can't comment on older business. So we're going to table all those. That's why you see old business is just as other. You just can't do that. We weren't at the board at the time, so we're going to table a lot of those things, and we're going to come back and revisit them one by one. And what that does is it allows all of us to get very well informed on these issues and make an educated decision. There's a 3-minute order that the prior board has put on the public. I'd like to comment on that also. As you notice in the new business that you'll see down here, I think it's number 9, resolution to rescind resolution, public comment resolution item F. That's a board vote. If the board votes not to rescind that, we stay at 3 minutes. What we'll end up doing is we're going to revisit that resolution. That's why it's on there. But we have to figure out a good fit for everybody so that we can make adjustments and we can all speak our mind. We definitely need to communicate here, especially through all this. So just in all fairness, just comments that are listed, that's what's going to happen here. So if we do get that resolution, I do have a couple other comments to make before we carry on, whether it passes or whether it's tabled or whether we shoot it down. I don't know what the board members are going to do. They're all separate people. We will operate as separate entities. The trustees will make their vote. I will probably not vote. I will just step down from it as supervisor. I have the option to do that. And we'll trust what the board vote is. I ask, once again, one last request from the general public. Please respect the board members' votes. All right, I would ask that you do that because whether or not a board member votes for, in favor of, or against, that's their vote, and they're voting in their best light and what they want. So please just honor that, I ask, and hopefully we can get to that point where we can just move forward. Whether you like it or not, I mean, that would be a vote, and that's what those people decide to vote on, and I can't control that, and none of us can. So this is where we're at, and we move forward with the new board meeting. So to carry on, does anybody have any public comment that they would like to see at this point in time? Do you want to start with the list? Oh, we can do public comment. Does anybody want a public comment?
It's about the agenda, is that okay?
Absolutely. Come on up.
My name's Dominic Pace.
Looking at the agenda, there were two of the resolutions to rescind. Just the way that it was worded, I just have a question on. And that's both L and M. It states that the current board has not had any contact with the city to fully understand the details and the scope of the project. That's L and M. It says that the current, well, that's same thing, that the current board hasn't had time to go over it. I just feel, the question that I'm asking is, wouldn't it be more prudent to be able to have some time to understand the scope of the things that you're rescinding before you actually resend them? And then also, your resolution 2023.04, this really looks a lot like the, you're trying to, yeah, I'm just saying what it looks like. You're trying to set up your own planning commission without the voters' will, which was something that was just on the ballot. And the way that it's worded here, you say that the township opposes operation of sand and gravel mines. The question is, the way this is worded, is this township board now going to go after Reeve Riley? And because the way this is worded seems to be that this township board opposes those things. So again, and I know that those things will all come out as you guys discuss those, but I just wanted you to know that those are questions that I have pertaining to the agenda.
Very good. I'll pause there. You have to use the minutes. So let me start with the first two items on them. Very good questions. Thank you. L&M, we were instructed by our attorneys to table our issues until we proceed. Because of the contentious issues, and because of the situation we're in right now, we were advised to do so. And I understand exactly what you mean. The prior board has reviewed those issues, those items, and wanted to go forward with it. However, the current attorneys or legal counsel such people right now, and we can revisit them as we need to in the open or in a special meeting.
But rescinding them isn't the same as tabling.
Right.
So I'm sorry. Are you tabling the vote? Is that what their counsel was? Which really we shouldn't discuss in the meeting anyway. But so I guess that's my question. If the, and again, I know that it will all come out during when we deliberate, and we'll be able to hear that. But that was my concern is, why not give it more time before you resend something to get all the legal counsel that you need?
Right. Once again, I gotta tell you, this was done by our legal counsel. They recommended to resend. And then we just have to come back and investigate and revisit it. So I'm sorry, but I know, it was the same thing that I asked the same question. And I'll elaborate. Sometimes it gets you into trouble, but I will elaborate all matters on any contentious issue. Obviously, Goshen, we were asked not to engage in those activities until we get them established and the township is up and running, and then we can go ahead and proceed. Okay, so all these things here are just start business for the new board, so we can now have meetings. So, yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but also you're now creating more work for yourself and the city to come back. So that's, I understand that. And again, the last item O really seems like you're trying to set up your own planning commission without what we just voted on.
Another good question. Well, we are not allowed to set up our own planning commission, right? It went through the referendum, it was shot down. We have a certain amount of time to even, if we even wanted to propose another planning commission. It's a 62-day wait in order to do that, if we were to do that. What we're looking at doing is sending a referendum down to the state of Michigan in order to protest the wind and solar. All right. We would like to join. I understand that it is actually initiation done by Lansing. And so what we want to do is we want to send out a referendum that we are not in favor of that action. We voted the House and the Senate voted on it. It's either signed for the governor and they're waiting for the governor to sign it, but we still want to get a referendum down there showing their status on not in favor of this wind solar legislation. So
This is more of a statement than
it's the statement. That's all it is. Yeah, so that's it.
action. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody else? Yep.
I wanted to start off by personally and publicly thanking you five. It was not easy, but you did it. You stepped up to the plate. And I'm very proud of all five of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Rod and I have been committed to praying for our grassroots movement this whole time since I don't know, March or something. And so we are committed to pray for you to all seven of you. So that's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yeah.
Debbie Dagger, I would also like to thank the board very much for all your hard work and your volunteerism, but I would also like to thank the public, everybody that's been in this community, in the adjacent townships for their support and help in recognizing that together we're stronger and we can accomplish a lot. And so I want to thank everybody in the community, especially in Waco County. I thought they're wonderful. They've got a great organization there that I think we can follow, and hopefully this board can encourage surrounding townships to work together under a good plan and under our higher power. Thank you.
I'm on the list.
Yep.
Here it is.
Sure. Please.
Let me take you on the list.
I too want to say congratulations and thank you for stepping up in these hard times. And I also my whole thing of getting involved in this in March was I wanted my neighbors in Green to have a say. And so you've had your say, and I'm very thankful for that. So that's what makes me happy, is I just wanted them to have a say. And I think one of the first meetings when I was here, I said, if it's one way, then it's that. If it's a yes, then it's a yes. If it's a no, it's a no. But I wanted them to have the say. And so today I'm standing here very pleased about that. I had a gal about a year ago, it's kind of a fun little story, who had a pastor video. She sent me this pastor video, and this pastor had a dream. And in the dream, he said that the state of Michigan was in a boxing glove, and that out of central Michigan, something was going to hit the state of Michigan, the country, and the world. 1 year ago right now, I'm not kidding. And I kind of took that with a grain of salt and thought, well, that's interesting, cool. I didn't know what it, Then March came, still was thinking, oh. But as I stand here today, 1 year almost to the date that I saw that video, here we are. And I watched it on an Australian, Texas, Michigan, and I think it's the David Goliath story that I had sent to the Detroit News Press. And it's inspiring. And it says, yes, America, that the people have a say, and that we can unify, and that we can inspire our neighbors, our state, and our world. And I'm very thankful for that. And I'm thankful to God. And it says, the verse that says, if God be for us, who can be against us?
the Green Haven subdivision for 41 years. I know you're all new, but I talked to quite a few of my neighbors and worried about the lift station. Troy McDonald has been fixing it with Band-Aids for quite a while. And even though he had done that, sometimes there's some kind of catastrophic problem. And we would like to make sure that resolution of that lift station is on your radar somewhere. You have almost 300 hookups to it, residents, businesses, not only Green Township, but there are some Big Rapids Township people on it. And someday I'm gonna flush my toilet, it's gonna end up on my bathroom floor. So I know you're brand new, but it's been a concern for quite a few years. I mean, it's been hashed over for a long time, and it always seems to be another year down the road, another year down the road. Police in Vandermark were supposed to do something a couple years ago, and then it got postponed to last year, and now this year, and I just want to put it on your radar.
I'll respond to the lift station really quick. It is on our radar. No pun intended, quick. But it is on our radar for sure. It was one of the concerns that we had when we were running for office. There's a lot of people out there that are worried about that lift station. It is old. There has, through our discovery process here, we have found studies that have been done not too long ago. And we're checking out the budget. As soon as we get into our finances here, we're gonna look to see exactly how fast we can get on that project. Okay, so yeah, it is a priority. Thank you for bringing that up.
Please, can I respond to that?
Absolutely.
And just to say, so much has been talked about the other issue that we're not going to talk about so much tonight, but I can assure you that from early on, a lot of discussion as we began to look into Green Township, Green Car Township, history, that the sewage system, lift station, the capital equipment funds that should be there, should have been there, your tax dollars has been a huge, Paul, was it, Paul? Yeah. A huge amount of discussion that we have had. It's not been a one item focus that has driven a lot. So that has been a big part of, and we're aware of that and tackle that head on.
Thank you.
Thanks for bringing it up. Yes, sir.
I have a thing here from our last meeting we had for the sewer.
Yes.
I was talking to Kelly.
Yeah.
The completion date, construction, November 23. That was the completion date. Supposed to go in operation December 23. Nothing's got done. I want that thing above ground. It's very, very bad. They can't operate the valves. I don't know how it's gotten no attention at all. Mr. Pete called me a year ago or so, and I got with him, and I didn't realize it was that bad. I thought it was a concrete deal, as long as there's a metal container down there,
Yeah.
holes in it, and I don't know who checks it out all the time. They can't operate the valves. I don't know how they would change the meter out. They can't put it on bypass. I have no idea. But it's very dangerous. No way to check for methane or natural gas. There's a meter there for the generator. So I want that thing above the ground. And as soon as we can. It's just an accident waiting to happen.
Thank you.
Mr. Langworthy, could you, for the sake of the board and the public, say your name? I don't think.
Langworthy, Terry.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, very good. Anybody else?
First of all, congratulations to all of you for a successful recall campaign. My name is Brenda Hall, and I'm a resident of Green Township. This speaks to my heart because my daughter just passed away this week, and she was an avid book reader. I spoke with Sarah Welch and the program and services of the Big Rapids Community Library. The director, Lauren Perkins, was unavailable to speak to me. I was a proponent to see the library proposal passed on this past election, November 7th ballot. However, as you know, it did not pass. I feel we need to support our local library and have a place for all children and families to have adequate access to all forms of media. And that includes digital, with internet being available for after-school learning. Living in a rural area such as Green Township is important to many of its residents. This is not an easily accessible feature for some. As I was discussing the costs involved for a Green Township resident to have the right to check out media from the Big Rapids Library, the costs are now $75 per person or $150 per family per year. Although not a hardship for some, it will be for many. Upon talking with Sarah, I learned a very important fact. The previous recalled board members had no final communication before it was put on the November 7th ballot to see if the library committee would even accept the language of the proposed millage put forth by the Green Township Board, should the proposal have even been passed. I implore you as the new board of Green Township to invite the Big Rapids Library Board representatives to future board meetings to have a working relationship. Other townships in Mecosta County do this. This helps all the residents of Mecosta County and will help the residents of Green Township. I'd like to end with a quote by Toni Morrison. Access to knowledge is the supreme act of truly great civilizations. All of the institutions that purport to do this, free libraries, stand virtually alone in accomplishing this mission. Thank you very much.
So, this past summer, my wife and I went up to the Reed City Library, and we got our cards up there after we got our notice from the Big Rapids Library of the price increases of what it would cost for Green Rapids Township. It didn't cost us anything. And we get the same capability, we have the same capabilities up at Big Rapids or at Reed City that we did at Big Rapids. And I know it's a longer trip for the southern portion of Green Township. And I feel up here in the Harrison, kind of in between. So 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Okay. So, for some of you, it's might be the same thing. Go up to Reed City and go check out the book.
Sarah,
I was just looking back at my notes to see what we discussed, so we'll just go.
My initial thought from what I know of the situation, which is not a lot, is that Green Township is in Mecosta County. And even though it's not as big as Osceola County, we're not at war or feud with the counties by any means, but I think supporting our county municipalities and libraries and those types of things is very important that we are strong in doing that and doing whatever budget-wise we can work out to support that, to make it easier on access people. I'm all for it, and we'll pursue that very much. And I know you're not advocating the support of that, but yeah.
My understanding of the proposal was if it would have passed, we could have gone to either library
I thought
and received.
we were doing, I thought we were doing like a portion, so many people in Mecosta and so many people in Osceola. I think it was split like 1/3 Reed City and then 2/3. And I think it went by school districts, 1/3 Reed City and 2/3 Big Rapids. I think that's how it was,
Correct.
because some do go to Reed City.
Anybody, any other public comment? Proceed on. Yeah, I'm sorry.
My
My name is John Holdsworth. I want to thank you guys for all the hard work in helping to bring democracy back to our township. We had where people just didn't want to listen. Tonight's a historic night. It's been a long and hard road to restore this democracy back to our township. Some people compare the situation to a game of chess. That this is check, but not checkmate. But I more so believe that we can more rightfully so compare this moment to Lexington and Concord in being the shot that heard around the world. My shirt is inspired by a business trip this weekend to a town about 25 miles from Lansing. Lansing is Michigan's Richmond, north of Richmond town. The person asked me where I was from. I said Big Rapids. They didn't know where it was. After that, I said to them, well, actually my residence is in Green Charter Township. They knew right away where it was. And they said that our township is a small community that comes together to stand up in the face of the government, becoming destructive of the government, to exercise our right, and to perform our duty to institute a new government body by the means that our founding fathers gave us for these situations. I find it truly ironic that the night before the opening of Michigan's firearm deer season, that we had the first meeting of our new board. In the last 14 months or so, it has become abundantly clear that there are more hunters in American government than there will be in the woods tomorrow. Before the Great Awakening, that before the Great Awakening that the Goshen brought this township, I'm sure that most people regarded us as the Hicks Stick. I believe that now they must realize that we may be hungry, but when provoked, we can wield quite a stick. We are very much for the environment and our national security. With the election, we can hold the truth to be self-evident that the majority of the township people don't want this battery plant. They're concerned about the environment. They're concerned about the national security. We've asked for surveys or a vote, but those who felt that they were our kings and queens, that we should serve them and that they're not there to serve us, we asked and implored them. They ignored us. I even took the time to read the ballot, and I'll read real quick. A poem that comes down as still as snowflakes fall upon the side, but executes a free man's will, as doth the will of God. And from its force, nor doors nor locks can shield you to the ballot box. Black as your deeds shall be the balls that from that box pour like hail. And when the storm upon you falls, all your craven cheeks turn pale. For at its coming ye laugh, will sweep you from your hall, just like chaff. Not women now, the people pray. Hear us, or you will hear. Beware the desperate game you play. That men that thicken in your rear, kings though ye be, may not be scorned. Look to your move, your state, your own. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Gary Lambert. I'm from Deerfield Township, and I applaud the board and all the residents. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I want to extend a warm welcome to our new board who have taken the responsibility of guiding the township towards a brighter future. Your commitment to service is commendable, and I'm eager to watch you make improvements. As we start with the 5 new board members, it's essential to continue to address the concerns of Goshen. There is a pending lawsuit against Goshen, so we need to be vigilant that Goshen is not allowed to forge ahead of this litigation. We need to address the concerns about the environment. Goshen needs to be prevented from doing any harm to the land, which has endangered species and bald eagles nests on it. I'm not part of the lawsuit, but I want to be reassured that Goshen is put on notice
that they need to refrain from any development until they have satisfied the environmental issues. The community has been very engaged in a replacement board and trying to stop Goshen. We need to continue towards the goal and not lose momentum. The board needs to actively seek ways to address stopping Goshen developing this area while keeping transparency and accountability at the forefront of all actions, ensuring that the community is informed and involved in the decision-making process. I encourage open dialogue and constructive feedback from all residents. The community's input is invaluable as we negotiate the path forward. Together, we can foster a resilient and united community and stand strong against the challenges, including those posed by Goshen. I trust the new board has the residents of Ancaster County and Michigan's best interests at mind, as this issue of Goshen is larger than just Goshen Township.
Hello, sir. I'm a resident here in Paris, and I don't know all the details of what's going on. What I'm concerned about as an Asian American is with these conspiracy theories about the Communist Party and Chinese connection, that some characters or people will act out against a very small minority of Asian people in this community. So I just want to address everybody that we are here. And there's also been examples in the past and currently of violence or verbal abuse, physical abuse against minorities because of perceived beliefs. So I don't know all the details, but I just would caution everybody that I am right now the only Asian American in here. So please talk to your neighbors, friends. Do not act on conspiracy theories. There are a lot of other more cogent and important factors to be discussed. And I just don't like the setting up of the Chinese community, Chinese Communist Party. I'm Filipino, not Chinese. But to some people, Chinese, Japanese, Filipino, Korean, we're all the same. Somebody's gonna act out on that in violence. Just want to caution everybody. Thank you.
My name is Deanne. I just want to follow up with what he just said about the Asian issue or whatever. I'm a mom of 2 Asian sons. And they've been living in this community for their entire lives. And they have never had anyone say anything derogatory about their race. They have never. So I applaud the Big Rapids area. They have welcomed my sons and they treat them just like anyone else. If you asked my son that I have if he's had any issues, he said no, he's never had anyone do this. He said the only ones that have the racial issues are the ones who keep bringing it up. So we just need to let it go. We're all the same in God's eyes. He sees no color. So we need to view everyone the same way. No color. We are all God's children. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you for welcoming my kids into this community and treating them like everyone else.
Hi, everyone. Nice to be in here when it's kind of relaxing and you can just communicate. Congratulations, showing the government that the overreach is, enough is enough. And our voices are being heard and that's beautiful.
I came in a year before I heard about Goshen, and I just want to go over the same things that I went over in that meeting. It was about community beautification and tourism, and I looked it up, and in 2022, there was 48.5 billion in tourism that came into Michigan. So it's huge. We are known globally for being a beautiful area to come into. People fly in here from all around the world, and they come up here from the cities to get away from the chaos and relax. So that was the first thing that I discussed with them. Community gardens. I'm excited to have a community environment where the children learn how to grow and harvest and can the whole day. Working with the park for events. I've tried that, it was a little difficult, but it would be nice if we could do springtime in Paris again and have some, what I would like is year-round events. We are a seasonal state and we should be able to do something like that. We can, get together on it. A better farmer's market. Annual community yard sales like Canadian Lakes has every year. It helps people shed things they don't need, and if you do it just before the spring cleanup, then they can take it to the spring cleanup if they don't get it, you know what I mean? The speed limit in the community, I work at Mr. C's store, and I see people trying to cross the roads with semi-trucks flying by you. As you're turning, that's not a passing zone. And I've seen them honking their horn at our customers like they're in their way for trying to turn. So something about the speed limit, and I suggested to them a crosswalk by Mr. C's. Jim said he would talk to MDOT but never got back with me, and it's a safety issue. There's children and pets and people crossing that road year round. Investigating the former board, we've heard many disturbing rumors. Truth and transparency calls out for the information and dealings with our tax dollars. So I look forward to finding out what that was about. And it's something that needs to go all the way to the top with the recalling of the government overreach. And then you brought up solar and wind farms. So I was happy to hear that you are not for that, stealing our freedoms. Thank you and congratulations again.
What year, Jessica, was it you mentioned the 40.5 billion? You said
2022.
2022?
So we probably don't have 2023 yet.
Well, I heard some disturbing news, I don't know if it's true, but through radio, that our current governor was backing off of the Pure Michigan sign and looking at reducing that budget in our overall state. That's very disturbing from the top. That is something that is so important to us here in West Central Michigan, Northern Michigan, that they would be making a turn from that. And yet choosing maybe to bring huge swaths of wind turbines and solar panels. And so that is a concern of mine personally. And Jason?
Well, I was at the MEDC meeting and I saw their advertising tactics and more across Michigan. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Would just like to make a response to that man and thank him for coming and trying to talk about things because I feel he's a little dismissed because racism is real and our word discrimination is real. Just because you may not have witnessed it or felt it yourself does not mean that him or his family has not witnessed it. And he was just trying to bring awareness to how he felt, and that should have been fully heard, and I don't think it was right now because some things have come across as racist or as hurtful statements, and it could. And I understand, the CCP and the government, it's not the people, and that's what we should be reassuring to him that other people's experiences are just ensuring to him that him and his family is protected in this area, and that we would do everything to protect him just as well as, no matter who or what they are. And that's it. And then when it comes to Goshen, I just pray that it's being ran by you guys, because I do feel that you guys are from the Lansing come in and run the show with Republican, Democrat, whatever it is, politicians, the government, they don't feel they're here to help us. So we have to stand firm and realize that it was us that did this, and the people need to stay together. And I guess with Goshen, if we can't stop it, then at least due diligence on everything, and the Giselle Creek needs water testing ahead of time. Other things like that all should be looked at also. So we have a standard of where it's at, and if something was to ever happen, we have proof to know what it did. So everything like that, and to be following up with Eagle and the MEDC very much so. The MEDC is who is controlling this, it's not even Goshen. The MEDC is hand walking them, stepping them through everything. And they are the ones that should be FOIA, and I understand it's expensive and everything, but that's where the community and everything else should pull together and focus a little bit on them, because they're the ones with all of the information that's needed. Thank you.
Members of Congress, Madam Vice President, Mr. President, congratulations for on the elections. I'm welcoming you. You have, I'm hearing you have a very difficult job. It's probably going to be a thankless job at times, and I wish you the best of luck. I'm rooting for you, and best of luck to everyone.
Right now, if we could say we got one more, yeah, let's do one more and then we'll get on with our business and we'll have another comment session. Here.
Hi, Connie. Glad to see a couple of friendly faces on the committee, whatever it's supposed to call them. I'm really kind of still nervous. Like, I don't think today is a day for congratulations, even though we're hearing it a lot. I'm scared because, yeah, like, I'm already hearing about how we know we don't want sustainability and all that kind of stuff. And so, you know, all those weird entities that I speak to are really upsetting me. And I have never once felt really actually welcome to this community. I had to send my sons to this place and I needed that library because of, like, I'm not smart enough to do the old school thing. And we didn't have access to the internet until like this year, like 21st century. It's kind of cool here. You know, we're new to it. But I do worry because now this is Michigan, and my Michigan is the Michigan of ingenuity. It's the Michigan of let's see what you can put into it. And I know what I put into it. I am Michigan all the way. And she says, no way. Put them, you know that you're not going to be able to stop. Hopefully, maybe, praise God, we can find some loopholes to make it stop. But you know we're not going to be able to. And so I say make them jump at every mother-loving loophole we got because we're going to need to. Because every great, I'm so sorry, I'm very stubborn today. I'm not fine. I'm not okay. This is what it looks like. I have one of those, you know, PTSD, whatever it's called. Okay, some people just call me whack. But I've not felt welcome here. And so I fear for the other people that are already here that are going to be more afraid of more violence and the love and the hate and all the stuff that's about to come out of the gates. And I know there's lots of I mean, I'm really proud of all the poems and stuff. I'm really proud of these. But can we please make them earn every blade of golden emerald grass? Make them jump through the loopholes and make us that epicenter of ingenuity again that we used to be, and see this is what the fresh air feels like. Because we said, okay, Goshen, if you're going to be here, you're going to be here, and you're going to do it on our time, on our say, and at our okay. And we still say not okay until they jump. Every loophole to turn every speck of Michigan dust. Because that's what we'll turn into if it goes wrong. It's just dust. And it'll be gone. And it's somebody else's. It's not even yours or mine. You know that. And now we have to say, guys, we're different, we're gonna try. Okay, I'm putting a lot of faith in you, and I don't got a lot of that inside. Okay, it's all on the outside, come to my house. I've invited every single one of you, to come to my house and see what it takes to be a different way. Please, I got plants I give away, I have seeds I give away. I have ways that I pray that is different, and it's okay. But please, we have to be different. I'm gonna go up there and make a lighter heart.
Let's get on with regular scheduled business. We'll come back to public comments. Thank you, everybody, for your comments and your input. It's been well noted, and we will continue to take notations on that to give the board direction as we go through this together. Let's go to, let's see here. Let's do consent agenda. So October 10th, 2023 meeting minutes, item A. We cannot, will not vote on the table of meeting minutes. We have to do that legally, so we're going to table the minutes. Number 2, October treasurer's report is like the state report at this point in time.
Well, I wish I could. To date, we still have no access to the bank accounts or credit cards. We're working on that. And we've had some people try to dispute that, but honestly, God, it was true. We're hoping to Thursday, we're going to meet at the bank and begin the process of gaining access to the bank accounts. What they needed, one of the things they needed was the board minutes. I know it's showing that we are board members now. So now that we have those, we can take the next step.
We actually did, I had plans to contact me today about that too, so I've got an email from her, so we're
Just so everybody knows, we'll look at the addition to this, Green Charter Township has 2 accounts, one in Huntington Bank and then one in Friday Bank. And those are the accounts that we know of at this point in time. To find out more, we'll let you know. Correct, very good.
It's not because of the old board not letting them in. There is truly a set process of how to do this, and it is a long process, especially when it comes to
this is the bank's process we're having.
Yes.
One of the things they need is showing that we're
Okay, number 3, sewer report, department report.
Yeah, this was just today. Down is at the state, they got approved readings. Readings are from October 3rd through October 26th. 23 days reading was 135,320. But inspection, this notes just simply say everything's good. And
Can we take a moment for those that are Greentown, Greenhaven subdivision is on that? Can we take it and kind of just do an elementary explanation of those outside that don't really maybe fully understand? And I've been learning as we get into this in the last few months about what we're talking about as far as a lift station and the sewage system. I know I'm on well and septic, and many of you are out there as well. But why this is such an issue and why it's so important. I don't know if you want to try to just give it an ABC, how the sewage comes in because of the height difference and the rapid. So I defer to Joe. Let's do Joe. Yeah. This is
many years ago, when Greenhaven subdivision was built, it was required to have a hookup to a sewer system. The water table out there is too high to have septic
the residents down there in that area are tied into the City of Big Rapids sewage system. It's a gravity flow system, to the best of my knowledge, everything goes downhill to this lift station, and then the lift station pumps it up so that it can flow down some more into Big Rapids, the other side of town there. So it's a critical piece of infrastructure that we need to take good care of. And so far, it's been humming along pretty smoothly, but disaster could happen at any time. So it's definitely something we're going to have to watch very closely.
Would you explain as well what you did to me a few weeks back about there was inspection done on the actual sewage pipes, and those were, when you said in good condition?
They said
it's the lift station, the mechanical part of it is a critical.
Yeah, the lift station was put in 40 plus years ago, and it's dated. It's not safe to enter that. It's confined space entry. You know, I don't know how it's being done right now, but it's definitely something that we need to take some precautions with. The lines were videoed 4 or 5 years ago, if I can remember correctly, and they were said to be in the same shape at that time that they were when they were installed. So the lines themselves are in great shape. There's occasional roots that infiltrate into the lines, and those have to be cut away. Sometimes there's blockages. But it's the sewer lift station that is going to be severely impacted.
We do have the reports on those. I have them in the office, and we'll be reviewing those as a starting point, and then we will continue on from there. Make sure that that sewer system doesn't split on the residents that live in that side. We're going to treat it, we're going to scrutinize it to make sure that it doesn't break down.
The other issue that we keep an eye on is the volume of flow. Rob mentioned a humongous number there. We pay to the City of Big Rapids for every gallon of water that we send their way. So when we have a storm, some of that water, it's thought, is infiltrating into our system. So we're paying to have water processed that is not sewage. It costs the township, not township, it costs the people on the sewer system a little extra money in the long run that way. So we've gone to a great deal of investigation to try and determine where this infiltration could be happening. And still pretty inconclusive. I mean, the numbers are up and down. We're just happy when the numbers are down. But it seems that they correlate with heavy rainfall and storms.
Hey, look, give us a little bit more time here, and what we'll do is we'll release the report. If you guys haven't seen it, that are living in that, and it's you can see the status that I think you need to, so you understand where it was before, and what we're going to find next. All right, but we are going to, like I said, it is one of our priorities. Take care of that. We give you a little bit of time to make sure I know all the pertinent documents. You guys can take a look at it directly next to you, and it's your taxpayer money. Yes, sir.
And then we are probably the only one in this room that was here when the sewer system was put in. So I've been involved with it from the initial. And overall, it has worked well. Even the lift station, even though it's unsafe, it's still working. But as far as the new customers and the flow, that's been checked. And as far as what Kelly said about this infiltration, those have been stopped, the ones they can find. There still are 1 or 2 infiltration places that they're working with.
Have they identified those places?
Pardon?
Have they identified those locations?
Yes, they have.
Thank you for your years of service. Thank you.
I'm more concerned about this safety. When you have a man down there, and you have somebody on top, what good is that? Yeah, another man go down, then you got 2 guys down there. There's no safety feature at all there.
Sure.
When I worked for Mishcon, we had a thing set up with a harness on the guy's back. There's nothing there for anybody to rescue anybody on that hole. It's a shame. It should, the top priority as far as I'm concerned.
Well, and we'll definitely take a look at that when we visit that. Yes, thank you.
Proposal from the police in Vandermark were to copy it after the Big Rapids Township lift station by the Big Rapids Tire and auto store there. They would have an automatic up and down, the way Troy would have to get in it. And that way, we were gonna model ours after theirs.
Thank you.
You have a copy of this?
Which,
This is a whole
yes,
program that they gave us, a beautiful presentation.
yes.
Engineers came up,
I just haven't had a chance to review the whole thing yet. There's been a lot of reading
I
there,
mean,
so.
nothing has been done,
Okay.
absolutely nothing.
Well, we don't, the worst thing that could happen to us is one, have something like that happen where we have just a major problem, major issue, so that needs to be addressed, because it's going to affect a lot of residents. And then, two,
Someone said everything was working fine, but you can't operate those valves. How can you say that?
well, that's it. You know, maintenance, that sort of thing has probably been missed over the years, or not, you know, and, we're not the only.
You can't say everything is working fine. That's terrible.
Well, we'll visit this issue again very shortly. John, really quick.
It's a real quick one. I think it would be proven, not just for the safety, which is the most important, but also the liability. They can have a written confined space program set up.
Yes, that's good.
Something I talked to your Big Rapids Township about is they have a contractor that comes up to Grand Rapids, and they regularly inspect the lift stations, report back. And what we talked about doing is piggybacking. They have 11 lift stations. We have 5. So we're talking about contacting that contractor and having our one station added to 11, so that we have a company come up and inspect the right way. And they assume all liability as well. So, and they're professionals.
I'm not sure.
People talk to Troy and ask, but I thought that I'm looking back at my notes, but I think that there was one done. But check the Troy, you should have all the information on that. Because I know there was an outside source that did come up last time I was here. Yeah.
Okay. Next order of business, I'm sorry to keep you here, but it's County Commissioner Randy Vetter. He's going to give a report for us. Thank you very much for your patience. Vetter.
No problem, welcome. Just a couple of brief things. First and foremost, the county commission unanimously approved a resolution retaining control over wind turbines and solar farms.
Beautiful.
So,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
it's near and dear to our hearts. With that being said, obviously, Lansing still needs to get the message. So we're sending letters as well.
Beautiful.
But it's something that both the other 2 townships that I represent, Colfax and Grant, are adamant about, because we're totally against losing control, local control of that.
Yeah.
So, and the last thing is, I'm on the sheriff committee, and we've been reviewing new in-car cameras for security on cars. The resolution is astronomically better than the old technology. So they've got it narrowed down to 2 companies, and they'll both present a final proposal, basically for outfitting the 9 cruisers. Yeah, so those are the 2 things.
Thank you.
Carry on.
Okay, I guess that brings us to old business. We table all old business. There's nothing we can do there at this point in time, so that brings us to new business. EV election, location change, county run, that's item E.
I opted to participate with the county run early voting. Might be slightly confusing because the first few days of voting, or the majority of it would be at Big Rapids Township, but it's gonna save our township thousands of dollars. It gives you the opportunity to vote would have to employ election workers for 9 days for 8 hours a day, whereas if we do the county run, it's just 1 day for us. Plus the actual days.
Okay.
So the day of voting would be here, right? So the day of voting, the actual day of voting would be here, there's just previous 8 days, in advance that you can vote at DeGrasse Township, and that includes weekends, I believe, too, so it's a little bit more convenient for some people that might not be able to vote on election day. Are we still keeping the ballot box out here then too? For absentee
I don't think
ballots?
the absentee ballot changes at
Okay.
all, it's just, if you wanna vote in person, you have the opportunity to do it more days.
Okay.
I don't know all the details yet, but that's.
And I don't think we have to worry about it now, but we would have to we'd have to have a camera on that ballot box also when that comes time, I don't know how long. Yes.
It's the only camera that is required by law in the township, on the township property, has to be on that ballot box. Anybody else? Make a motion, I'm looking for a motion.
A motion,
Give a second.
a motion for the election to change.
Get a vote.
Warren,
Yes.
Yes.
Bushwick,
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Rasmussen.
Yes.
Eagle, yes. Cruz.
I'll go, yeah.
You're not gonna go against
They're all voting together. All right, so, that brings us to number 2, it's forensic audit approval. This is dealing with the, pursuing a forensic audit of all, hardware, located in this premises as far as having to do with, officials. So that would be the clerk and the supervisor and the, so, we're here. Right now, at this point in time, we do not have at least 3 quotes. We have 3 vendors that have been lined up, and no 3 quotes. And if I would like to ask the board that we can still pursue this and get the quotes and pursue it.
So what is this for, to go over the financials?
Yeah.
Didn't we just have one in July?
We have the annual audit. This is the whole forensic audit.
Did you guys look to see, just because I work in the criminal justice field?
Sure.
Do you know how much those run roughly?
That's what we're going to do.
So what I have is anywhere from $300 to $500 an hour, up to $5,000 to $10,000, depending on the size of the business and the scope and all that stuff. So,
Yeah, we were aware of that, but we definitely need the quotes.
yeah,
Before
so we're just tabling this then until we get quotes?
we always need to upgrade that,
That
especially.
means motion is just to see for the,
Okay.
And I would just add that I think this is imperative, we're not cost, and we're responsible for the taxpayers' dollars, and see exactly, where we stand and everything that's on there, we got a whole new chapter, we want to start with a clean, slate and bump board and everything that's we're responsible for.
Once again, add to that, it is to protect the board that's going out, to protect the board that's coming in, and make sure we clear out any kind of, possible conspiracies that we may have about this.
Usually quotes out of around here, like Grand Rapids,
Grand Rapids.
all of them are from Oh, yeah, like, if, and I don't know, at what point does it, like, at what monetarily amount does the people have to vote? Like spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, do they get to vote? That's what I'm asking, I don't know.
Not necessarily, we just go in and go, if they wanted to take it to a vote.
I just wondered, I mean, $100 $100,000, I wanna know where my.
Oh, well, we're,
You know.
I mean, that's not.
Yeah, I just wondered.
Sure. Right, we want to make sure that we're not here to spend a bunch of money.
No, this is just to get a quote, and then it would have to be a vote to actually approve whether or not we want to extend that, or we want to renegotiate with somebody else, or we want to agree to set a cap on what that amount is. And we'll probably set it.
This is just the first step.
Yes, first step. First step, 2%.
Okay, do I get a motion?
We'll have a motion.
Second? Okay.
Yes, Anderson,
Yes.
Bushwhacker,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Rasmussen, Warren,
Yes.
Bruce.
Okay. Okay, that brings us to our number third, item on the list, on the sheet. The reason why it was put there mainly for just discussion. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of uncertainty on what's going to happen with our internet and our township. This is kind of where I can open up a little bit of dialogue with you. I, for personal, do not have any intentions of leaving anybody without internet. We're going to keep everything in place as best as we can and continue forward. Right? So there's nothing that's going to happen with the internet, and I just want to clear that up because there was a lot of, hey, are we going to get our internet shut down now that we've changed the locks? Once again, I'm the one that ordered changing the locks. Let's clear that up right now. The reason why I changed the locks was not to drive anybody out. When we entered, there's a lot of keys here. All right, so we were able to, we knew we had some keys that opened some things, but it was messed that way. Not because the other board left it like that. It's just been years. And they operate a certain way, and they knew those keys. We don't. So what ended up happening was, okay, let's change these locks and then move forward because we don't have time to deal with that. Okay? So that's what had happened there. It wasn't to lock anybody out. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of an outage. All right, and there was a lot of miscommunication. So we had a little bit of an outage. We ended up getting it resolved. And so I'm sorry to anybody that did lose the internet. But as we proceed forward in the future, we will not leave anybody without internet for the rest of our abilities. Okay? Anybody like to add to that at all? Okay. So no motion is needed at this time. We're just commentary. Does anybody have any questions at this point? Yes.
I have some workers on my street with an orange thing going in the ground. I asked him what it was for. He said it was for fiber optic. I live on a street called Beacon Drive.
Yeah, that's the charter spectrum, just being fiber optics, so you're able to direct that. Both, yeah.
Where's that?
Indian Drive, too, yes, east side of the river. They're currently working on that, they should have that wrapped up here pretty quickly.
How do you get it when it's done?
All spectrum, yeah. They've just about finished fuel fit, they're starting a Indian Drive, so that'll be direct connect fiber to the house.
Was it?
No, that's the one that she's talking about is active spectrum charter. Yeah, and short amount of time to raise those things she was providing as the internet fiber bill.
What about consent?
All right, next order of business, if there's no other comments or questions regarding the internet. Okay, master plan review board, what this has to do is in our discovery, going through documents, Green Charter Township has a master plan. It was done in 1999. We have all the paperwork involved, and we would like to revisit that master plan and assemble a committee to review that master plan and adapt it to and renew it, I guess. Right? See, it's kind of lengthy. It's the older style of master plan. I went through it, skimmed it. And I'd like to get a board together, a committee to review that master plan for the township. And so I would like a motion to, I'd like to look for a motion to take applications to participate on a master plan review. And I'd like the commission, the board to do that. I'm looking for a motion.
I motion to do that. Can I comment?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So the board is allowed to get together for planning sessions. When we get together, there's certain meetings of Public Meetings Act, and I'm not an expert, but I do know from my previous school board, there's certain times we can get together, we've done long range planning, great planning, as long as we're not actually making public vote and things like that. So it's something that takes time. We used to do an all-day retreat when I was on the school board and plan 1 and 5 year or 10-year planning sessions. So it's something that's it's not something y'all would really want us to hit on. But we have a day of time to go through line item by line item and go through this and really understand it. And so that's what we're going to do, dig into it. We're not meeting behind your backs. We take the option of a planning session that's perfectly open and legal to it as a public.
Okay, I'm looking for a motion. You motion? Okay. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I would love to see it come into that. I would love to see it as a kind of a cross section of the township from different areas of the township. To have representatives from different areas of the township.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for note that. And then that's good because it gets public involvement, our neighbors involvement, and I think that's a great idea. And what we got to do is all right. So when the master plan happens, first there's a process to it. We're going to have to send out a survey. We're going to have to get everybody's input in on it. And then when that survey comes back to the board, then the board will take that survey, and that survey is actually posted right in the front, right in this master plan, the outcome. So then the board will take that and then make the adjustments based on the survey results. So that's, we will build that board appropriately. As far as who needs to be on the board, I want to clarify that with MTA, make sure that we're above board on this thing. We don't get any kind of a put sideways for that kind of state. So if we can do this, by all means, it'd be great to have very input on that. So that's it. Yeah.
I believe that yes, I second the motion.
Thank you.
Put together a committee.
Oh, yeah.
You might want to check with the county because I served on the planning board for 22 years in the county.
Yeah.
And the last that I knew, the last that I had any involvement in, Green Township was under the county plan. So you're probably establishing, you mentioned it, 1999. I don't think that was ever put into effect. I think you're still under the county plan.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, so we have a second. Okay.
We should also check to see what.
Well, I'm writing that down and I'll switch out on that. Sure. Okay.
We're just planning to plan.
Yes.
see
We will look into that, yes.
whether the existing plan is current or if it's not a thing?
There's absolutely no
Okay,
point
yes,
in doing
yes.
anything else if it's already under.
Correct, okay, yes.
So we're just kind of, I think, planning ahead to be like, okay, yes, we can, if it's not, then we can move on.
I just don't think we need to afford to have to reinvent the wheel.
No, we don't need to do that. There's a lot of extra work that none of us can do. Rasmussen, yes. Rico, yes.
All right, thank you very much, board. The next item of business, MTA trading, item I.
There is a couple of classes coming up December 6th, that probably all of us, because we're all fairly new, should be attending, except you, because you're getting new knees. Somewhere along the lines, I lost my post-it note that had the total. It's on here. You have it? You can barely read it, but you can read it. And in the back of my. And this is actually not even correct because, Rob wouldn't be able to go. So, the total for myself, Jason, and Rob, or, yeah, I have it wrong ones earlier. Here. It's, I think it's got a different one there. Yeah, so it's, yeah, you can sign up for it.
I was going to, but I heard that.
So early bird pricing ends tomorrow. And that is $100. So early bird pricing ends tomorrow. The only board member that probably needs both classes, which is all day pretty much, it's 8:30 to noon and then 1 to 4:30, is $178. Trustees would probably benefit more from just doing the how boards make decisions. And so that would be $109 for, just that one class if we sign up by tomorrow, which is thank you, Travis. To pay for anything, so we would have to pay ourselves and then get reimbursed if we approve the motion. So the cost to do this class would not exceed $1,200. I think my math earlier, when I took Rob off was around $1,000 or a little bit less. But, we're gonna need to. So yeah, I just thought that might be a good thing for, well, that's what, I'm gonna get them up around the teacher thing and just do around over there. So, and also threatened a wheelbarrow in the wagon, so never had candy. So anyways, I just was hoping that we could, if whoever wants to go, we just go and pay for it and then we'll reimburse them. Once we have access to the Oh, you're good. Two people in your fire, money.
I'm looking for a motion.
Knee boys?
Yeah.
You're next.
You're like a newsboy. You're different.
Okay, so whoever isn't having surgery that day.
I'd like to make a motion to, allow $1,200 to be spent on, MTA workshops.
And it should be less. It should be
And just a real quick comment, my name is Linda Combs, and I'm a former township supervisor in Van Buren Township, which is down by Ann Arbor. And the Michigan Townships Association offers excellent training. And I want this public to know that it's money well spent. Because I've been through their training before, and it is definitely well worth the cost of it.
Thank you.
We need to have some discussion before we take a vote.
Do you have the paper?
Well, no, I do have the paper, but, a lot of times, I agree with Linda, it's invaluable information. I've never gone to an MBA workshop that I didn't enjoy and get something
amount of, you're able to network with others, you know, township officials, and there's always information there that's very good. This one's in Mount Pleasant, so there wouldn't be any overnight lodging, that's a big bonus. It's not gonna be that expensive to send, you know, 5 people, I think it's money well spent.
I just prefer, I'm going to take off the day work and go, I'll go for the day. If I can make a difference, what you recommended, I don't care.
I was the best trustees really only needed those.
Right, because I want to, being new in this role, I want to learn better.
I would counter that, please, in that both sessions need to be attended by everybody. Been there, done that, and the information that you're gonna get will be well worth spending the whole day. Why go to Mount Pleasant for a half a day when you can get the whole thing?
I'll piggyback on that as well. As a township official, my understanding is that the board is approving reimbursement of, but if somebody wanted to pocket the rest or pick up the rest, attend any training you want, it's just whether the board is gonna approve or pay for it anyway. So they're gonna stop you from getting the training, it's just who's paying for it.
It's only $70 more to do both classes versus.
Right.
Not trying to.
The morning one's breakfast.
I'd like to remind the board that 42 years ago, the state funds that we were removed, it was $4,500 for training.
Per person?
I was trying.
You know, it'd be different to see.
Well, you can make the motion continue.
We don't exceed $1,200, which is what. Yep. And that would just be, I mean, that would just be for this year.
If your budget goes from March, April 1st to March 31st, so the 4,500 is what's been budgeted till March 31st, I believe, April 1st.
That's what I spent to the years.
Well, I'm okay, I don't know if we can do this too, I'm okay with just paying it, just so we can go.
No, we should be reimbursed.
I am just my own, I'm not paying for
Not really believe, I mean, we could put it there and make it.
Tomorrow was the earliest for them. So, basically, we all agree that we want to go.
Yeah.
No, let's go. Let's just run it through and keep going. So we have a. Yeah. Yeah. We call for a vote.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yes.
Sometimes they're gonna have to vote, because it makes it, even. You be the odd man out.
I'm here, I'm the tiebreaker.
That's right.
Okay,
That's
that
right.
brings us to item number 6, where we're flying through this tonight, snowplow bids, item J. Item J. Who would like to comment on that? Would you like me to? Or- So in taking over the board, I'll start this over. When we came in, we have to verify, that our bids here, we don't have a whole lot of bids. I checked with M&M, And, they did submit a bid, but we don't have it, they also said that they would resubmit.
In our letters, that we're opening bids, we ask if you did submit a bid previously, please resubmit it, because we're just still digging through emails and files and all that stuff. So, you can contact, you can send your bid to clerk@greentownship.org, or you can stop in the mail or stop in.
There really isn't anything to vote on that, just nothing to vote there. Kelly.
Well, I think we need to advertise, to the public so that somebody knows that we're seeking bids. Is there any type of notice out there?
We just made this,
Will M&M take care of us if we don't have someone lined up and we have a big winter storm? Because M&M is who's done it in the past. Correct. You said you talked to them? Okay. So if we needed them to plow and salt, we could ask them to do that on a per-time basis until we get it figured out.
Well, and that's the thing, it's a full bid, I believe the bid submitted was somewhere, and I'm not gonna quote me on this, but it was around 10, right? 10 to 11,000 for winter, so it wasn't a per shot, so, I don't know, and then we need to require some more, I need some more information, because if it's hay, it's gonna cost the board at the most $10,000 or $11,000 to take care of snow removal, that sort of thing. That would be the max. And we will just bill you as we go along, or it's the board pays that snow removal one lump sum, and that's for the whole winter, whether snow or shine. So we need to get some more information and on that. And I don't know, maybe you could ask Mr. Peak, are you familiar with any of this stuff by chance?
Well, they've had it the last few years, and then just had the bid, and they've done a good job. I don't know anything about the bid for this year.
Okay, thank you.
There is also in the budget a per hour for work being done, and that might be a possibility for now to get you through.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because you're not gonna vote on this bid till next month, and if we get a big snowfall next week, Kelly's right on point, you're gonna have someone come in here and plow, and you're not gonna have a bid yet.
That's my point, exactly. If it's snow that time.
Sure.
We got buses that need out here every morning, we get public coming and going, we gotta make sure things are taken care of. Jason.
They do it by one time, come in.
The supervisor mentioned $10,000 for it, that's absolutely ridiculous, I hope it's not that much. That's an awful lot of money.
So, yeah, I mean, we can more input on that. It was somewhere around in there for last year.
Is that a licensed and insured business only that can take bids?
That should be in your rules, as well as sealed bids, and you open them in front of the public.
Definitely.
Well, we can, given the timeframe of the year, the points that are being made, we can call a short special meeting to look at the bids. Kelly's point is excellent, it's, opening day almost. I said 4 inches of snow on my blind last year.
60 degrees. Like next week.
And so the point is that in this process of getting the bids, which I'm all for, and we need to do due diligence here, if we're able to strike some sort of an agreement, that it's done until that process is complete. Do we add an addendum to the motion that would be pursued, or?
I would say have M&Ms, if we have them,
Yeah.
give it a one-time
Sure.
shot as we need it until we figure out.
I'm not saying we're firing
Yeah.
it in, I'm saying we're getting.
Until we figure out,
bids,
yep.
They may very well get the contract.
Yep, and
So very
until,
well.
yep, and I think that it should be a one-time, as we need it. It may not snow until New Year's, I don't know.
Yeah, right. Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay, let's look at the motion. to, pursue bids.
I motion that we pursue bids and also use M&M as we need if between now and we vote on the bids, that's what happens.
And a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. Vote.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It brings us to, number 7, it's Attorney Greg Schmidt. What I'm asking the board is for permission to add Greg Schmidt to our attorney list, not to let go of our current counsel, but to add Greg Schmidt to.
Who's the current council?
Current counsel is.
I know. Who's the other spot?
Do we have, I know.
It's whoever the,
I'm seeing if he's got his phone.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. I've been in contact with him twice, 3 times. So, and I have nothing else to do, right?
It's the ones that we're using. for
Set,
Goshen.
yeah, for Goshen, yep, and for everything pretty much, you know, so. But,
That's not part of the bid.
Robert Ball.
That's not part of the motion. Yeah, Robert Ball, thank you. Yeah. So, I asked that the board allow it to add Attorney Greg Schmidt. That way, that'll give him the opportunity to walk back and forth between the attorneys and help validate some of these other actions that the board has taken.
What's it cost?
What's the cost?
The cost?
Yeah.
$200 an hour. So,
What is it to retain him?
yeah, no.
Nothing
No,
to retain?
nothing to retain. And the, right now, fall cost is $220 an hour. So,
Who's the attorney now?
Ball,
Robert.
Robert Ball. So he's the one that helped with the referendum, that firm helped with the referendum that was voted down in the last election. And, has helped, the board, the past board with their endeavors with Goshen. So we don't want to, I'm not in any kind of way trying to sever relationships with the Stahl Group. We need to keep them in place, just like the rest of the entities in the area, in this organization. So this is just an addition to for deliberating the conversations.
I have some questions about who Greg Schmidt is, where he's from, what his experience and background is.
Right, so Greg Schmidt is located out of Saginaw. His experience is with municipality life. He is well versed in that area. He's practiced for about 30 years at this point in time, and he's been a good counsel to me in the past. I think it would be a good addition to our council.
Is he an individual or part of a group?
Individual?
He's not going to do each either, no.
No. He's not gonna be. So I just asked for a motion, we'll see what happens here, so I asked for a motion. Okay, Mike?
Second.
Is there a way to put a cap on how much?
Oh, we spent?
Yes.
Yeah,
like supply and demand.
that's about it, it's supply and demand.
Was he good?
a second?
Hugo, yes. Thorne,
Yes.
Bushwhack,
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Rasmussen,
Yes.
Cruz.
Yes. Okay, thank you, board. Number 8, resolution to rescind resolution city water system extension. We had conversation on this already. It's been recommended by them that we do not we hold and rescind this.
Which down?
Down.
Oh.
Yeah, the legal counsel. When I was talking.
You mean Paul?
Yeah, Paul. Yeah.
I'm like, who's that?
So, sorry, brand new here.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, when I asked, so this is how it worked out. When I contacted them, because, hey, we're talking about Goshen, okay? So how do we proceed to go forward with Goshen? I'll be right upfront about this for everybody, no problem. They said to one, don't bring it up, so I'm already in violation of what they told me, all right? But they also had said that because you guys are a new board, because it's a unique situation, that you need to rescind and really look and have all the deliberation on these actions. And so they would like us to rescind and revisit these issues. Any Goshen, any direct Goshen action needs to be taken at least for a couple of weeks or 2 weeks, or any kind of discussion on Goshen needs to wait a little while till we can have our meetings, deliberate on how we proceed, make sure people are involved in understanding the whole situation. I know I'm asking for faith in the board, but obviously communication is short, and because of our time's been short. But this is, I'm just acting on what the council's told me to do the board at this point in time. So, is there any other conversation on that?
Do you know when we can have a meeting with the lawyer?
Yeah.
Discuss.
So we were gonna get through this meeting, right, and just keep it to where we were doing some operation actions, and then we're supposed to set up a meeting. I was hoping to this week, later on this week.
Not next week, because it's a short week.
Right, because it's a short week, so I'm hoping that tomorrow I can start getting something together. We do have the Open Meetings Act to be sensitive to, so I want to make sure that we honor the Open Meetings Act. And we're trying to figure out how to navigate these waters so we can start to have, they touch everybody on. So we can act as a board. So that's all I can tell you. Now, tomorrow, I will reach out to the attorneys, and I'll make contact with the attorneys, and then we'll go from there, see what they say. I think that we can either send out an email, or I can have the attorneys contact each and every one of us separately to say, hey, I need to arrange a meeting. I just would rather do it from the board to the board. We keep the attorneys out, so we don't put any time up.
We're gonna cost them.
Yeah, we're gonna cost it, so. It's just a situation that we're learning how to navigate this year in this time that we're in, so.
So we will, even though we have the Open Meetings Act, we still have attorney-client privilege that we would have our own meeting with the lawyer.
That's a good point, and this would be for the public. So I asked in our meeting, when I was talking to him on the phone, I said, well, you had taken the board and closed the meeting, right? And so I'm just curious now, what was that all about? Like, how do we have a closed meeting as a board? Because it is attorney-client privilege, and what specifies attorney-client privilege? And that was very vague. I got a nice answer, a lawyer answer on that one. But basically, what it was is that when you guys were able to go into closed meeting, it was from an open meeting, then they can stop it, go to a closed meeting back, and they can't do a closed meeting, just, hey, we're gonna meet, we're gonna have a closed meeting. So that is because of the Open Meetings Act. So when that action was taken by the last board, that was the legal way of doing it, that was proper. So I want to speak that too, because I want to clarify.
Because then you just close the meeting saying that we have a.
Right, and so, I mean, maybe in my mind, I'm thinking, hey, you know, we have a special meeting, and then we take a special meeting to a closed meeting, and then we open it and close it back out, which wouldn't be too much for the public to watch. But, I mean, you know, like you.
Just so they know that once if we have more than 4 here as a quorum, that it turns into, you know, us not following rules and that kind of stuff.
You know, so I mean, that's where we're at right now.
Yes, I'm just, letting them know that anything more than 4 of us together can cause issues.
It can cause issues. So we have to find out how to handle these things in a way we're legal, all right, we're as transparent as possible, all right, and
We also have to have our talks with our lawyers.
and we have to have the talks with the attorneys to see what we can pick up. That's where we're at.
So can we wait and discuss these with the lawyer?
We,
Do you know what I'm saying? And find out, because why rescind it, then spend money again to just turn around and do the same thing? If we can just talk about it and see if this is, you know what I'm saying, legit. Then we're only talking about it's already done.
how about not rescinding and tabling it?
I'll table it.
You want to table it?
Yeah.
Which is sitting.
Until we talk to the lawyer to get more information, because I feel like we're just gonna double.
Okay, we'll ask him why. All right, so, let's change the resolution to consent to tabling resolution. Okay, for the city.
You want double?
How do you guys feel about that?
I'm in favor of rescind and move forward with it myself, but that's where I'm at. I think, we're about the 11th hour, we have very open about how to move forward aggressively on this motion thing. I don't want to waste time.
Let's throw it in the vote then, you know? We'll just throw it on the vote. We've got, who wants to vote to rescind? I'll put it out there.
I'd like to make a motion to rescind resolution number 101203.
Okay, I've got one. Okay, give me another one. Who wants a second?
I'll second.
Okay, let's second it. Okay, let me give you a vote, please. We're still on. We're still on. Yeah, we're still on.
Generally, we have a little time for discussion. Are we all discussed out on that?
No, you're going to continue on the discussion on it.
I feel like, you talk to an attorney and they recommended we do this, it's probably something that they thought was in our best interest.
Okay. Yeah.
We're voting on a motion to rescind.
Correct. Give me a vote, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
No, I just want to table, that's the only thing I'm asking for, I'm not saying I'm against it, I'm just table it.
Oh, good. I did it break.
Say yes. So, 3.
Who's got a point? Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Treasurer. Okay, now action number 9, to rescind, let's see here. We're on 9, sorry. Yeah, where we at? Now, okay, number 9, resolution to rescind public comment resolution. That is the order that the previous board had put forward to keep public comment to 3 minutes. I asked that the board kind of see if we want to proceed since we are new board, do we want to drop that 3-minute rule, or do we want to hold it and have other deliberation on whether or not to approach it?
I have a question. If we move to 6 o'clock, then we're not here until 10 o'clock. And then maybe we could open up the 3-minute thing, but I still will be here till 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to, because then where do we stop at?
Yeah.
My thought is that we don't necessarily have a hard and fast 3-minute rule. We ask that you try to keep it to about 3 minutes. And if you're going on and on, then, you know, we can say, okay, can you mess around with that up a little bit? And that way we're not like,
I like hanging out with you. You know?
I feel you have a point to make, to make a clear and concise statement in 3 minutes without any problem. I hear it on radio news and TV news every day. So I think we can stick with 3 minutes.
I agree with Dan, however, I think if people take time out of their busy schedules to come in and address the board, the supervisor should have the right to extend that 2-minute period if he wants to.
In this case, I would like to table it. I think we can find some sort of an in-between ground without being hard and fast. I think there was a sense of people's work of this, I'm gonna bite my tongue, I won't use what I was gonna say in terms of the attitude of what was presented from this, that we have some sort of an agreement, we discussed it, that it's, Kelly, Corey is saying, we trust our people to make their point and go on in real time, that's what it's public comment. And so I'd like to table it if we would and come up with our own presentation that seems to meet both of these, without this hard pass. I have 3 minutes for that.
I think 3 minutes, you can make it intelligent in 3 minutes. If there's discussion, you can pause the timer if
Well, I think we did that tonight. We've, you know, they've answered and questioned and 3 minutes, yeah.
Well, we're not doing the sign-up list, when people get here, is that correct?
We did do a sign-up list tonight, because for one, we haven't, rescinded the resolution, but also because we weren't sure how people were gonna be here, and so we do have a sign-up list over there, but we obviously let a lot of people in the first public comment go, which I haven't even grabbed the list yet, so.
Okay. Well, I'm just concerned about, not being on the list. If a thought comes to someone and they want to speak, they shouldn't be excluded because their name isn't on it.
That's what I said to someone earlier that asked me about, well, if your name's not on the list, are you not allowed to speak? I don't think that that's right. If you have, we're discussing things, if a question comes up, you should be able to ask.
So
There's 3 questions out there.
I would like to put the question.
A quick question, if somebody has something very important to address, can't they pre-approve on the agenda and then you discuss maybe a little more lot at a time? That way, it's not just every time Dick and Harry getting up and, I need more time.
And that has been done in the past, where they come in the door and they, hey, I would like to talk about this subject, and it's put down on the agenda.
Where it's done in advance now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I hate to do this. I think the actual resolution was to take, when public comment was above 60 people that wanted to speak on a topic, to take it from 3 minutes to 2 minutes. I believe that's the resolution that you guys are talking about rescinding. So again, not having the resolution in the packet, the original resolution in the packet, but I believe that that's the resolution that you're talking about rescinding, not whether or not there's a 3-minute limit. I believe it was to go from 3 minute to a 2 minute. But
If there's more than 6.
If there's more than 60, right?
yes, I believe that was the original resolution that the township voted on.
That's good, we can look into that. Rod, yes.
Well, I'd like to make a suggestion, and I have to say, I think that Kelly's ideas on this particular thing were absolutely fantastic. But my recommendation would be take his ideas, you table this for right now, you take his ideas, and you work on making an amendment to the resolution that would allow for not having to sign up on the list, or allow for you to be addressed after the list has been gone through, and allow for
Flexibility.
yes, to allow for flexibility, like Kelly was saying. I think that is an excellent idea on his behalf. But I think you need to table this, go back with some ideas, emails, that type of thing, and then come back with a resolution that amends the resolution instead of just resetting your entire resolution starting from scratch. Ross?
I don't believe that any citizen of Green Township ever had a problem with the 3 minutes. That was not what the resolution was about that we had a problem with. Jim Chapman and the former board tried to limit all open comments to 30 minutes. And that was against the law.
30 minutes total.
30 minutes total. I agree that if you can't say it in 3 minutes, you're probably repeating yourself. So I don't have a problem with the 3 minutes. What I have a problem with was when we tried to limit it to 30 minutes total. That was the legal issue.
Okay.
And I don't know whether that's still part of the resolution you're talking about or not.
See, we're hunting this stuff down. Some of it's just not available. We're kind of going off of what we believe that was there. We want to make sure that we're as transparent as possible with people. And so I was hoping this would happen exactly just like this. We need to get information from the public, so everybody is in agreement on how we proceed forward, and everybody has a chance to talk, ask questions, and we can communicate back and forth between each other. If we try to limit in a way where it seems like you're being left out, not being heard, we can't take our notes to make sure that we're going forward in the right direction. We don't want that. We don't want that. So it would be, if we table it, let me ask the people that are out in the audience, right here right now. If we table it now, we would like to get some feedback. I would like to see some feedback from the people. And then if the 3 minutes is fine, then we'll come back through and in the next meeting we can say, okay, we found out that 3 minutes is fine, we can go forward with the 3 minutes and then maybe comment. But the dynamics of these meetings have got to change, have to absolutely change. I don't think there's anybody in this room that would disagree with me. So if they're a little bit longer like this, it's fine, that's what we're here for. And we need to be able to talk back and forth. I need to be able to answer your questions as well as the other board members. And we need to have this discussion. So that's what this is all about. It's not in the packet because we don't have it. All right, we can't find it yet. We may find it later.
It's on the website.
But it is on the website.
There's the book of resolutions.
Well, the book of resolutions it's kind of chopped up. Okay, so we do have some resolutions. I wouldn't say chopped up, I would say there's some things that we would expect to see there that weren't there, that maybe we're in the process of getting there. All right. However, we did have 2 books of resolutions that had different resolutions in them, so we're working on it. All right. It's on the website, you say? Okay.
Yeah, the actual resolution that you're voting on is on the website.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much. So let's I recommend we table this. And, is that all right with you guys?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion that we table the resolution to rescind resolution number 472023.
Excellent. Can I get a second?
Second.
Good. Let's get a vote on it.
Yes.
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 Yes. Thank you very much for your input. Appreciate it. That's what we're here to do, is work these issues out together. All right, that brings us to number 10. Once again, we're going to send you to the amendment to Mutual Fire Protection Act, and this is what was voted on last meeting, having to do with
Do we know, I was gonna ask, and I meant to ask on L, do you know if any of this stuff was signed?
This stuff here.
But you know, that's why, I guess that's probably why I wanted to table the last one too, because it was already signed.
Okay.
I don't know if we could really rescind it, if I tabled it, then we could talk to the lawyer to see if it was signed, see if what was going on. Yeah, and that's kind of why I wanted to table, and I wanna table this too, just to see if anything was signed. Has anybody contacted Big Rapid or the, other township, cause that was in, with.
Do we want
Is it
to,
Big Rapids Township?
do we want to table this pending?
Because they can't just until they approve it. So you can't post it. Yeah, these are.
I recommend we table it. Table it right now. Well, we need to have a special meeting on it. We'll come back and do that. I recommend we table. Does any, and I'm looking for a motion on item 10. You get a motion? Okay, I got one motion. Can I get another? Okay, can I get a vote?
Yes, Dave,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
Yes. Okay, number 11, resolution to maintain local land control over land uses. That is, related to what the state is trying to do for wind and solar. I'll want to send a resolution down to Lansing saying that they are against that legislation. Can I get a,
I have some questions.
No, I'm asking.
Go ahead, Kelly. You had your hand up
Well,
before.
I'd like to make a motion that we support resolution to maintain local control over our local land.
Now, what was your?
Question, so, and I think the gentleman in the second chair over there, does that mean they can come back on the sand and gravel like we started? That's, I guess that's what I'm wondering, what.
When they say they.
Or are they like grandfathered in, or are they?
No, we don't want them to. We don't want them to come after or take the township.
Operation.
Those land use ordinances were recommended by MCA. Dawn, can you guys speak more on this, since you guys.
Yes, we're looking at.
Our resolution for that basically not near as extensive as.
Well, that, I was, when they say solar and air, the turbines, but we have sand and gravel here. I'm trying to figure out, like, why is that included when we have that in our community already?
Because that's what part of that state law is all. The state is trying to take local control of zoning the language, and they want it brought back to the state level for those types of uses. So that the locals don't have any say in whether something can put a grass field wherever they want, it's kind of commercial zone. Right downtown Paris. Or a solar farm in the middle of the city of Big Rapids. Your local authorities will have no say in these. That's what the state is trying to do right now.
this isn't necessarily keeping gravel, it's.
This is the state trying to take over local, they don't want locals to have control over those land use decisions. That's what they're after.
It's including the gravel with the wind and solar to stay in the local control. So it says we oppose these things unless the projects comply with the local township. In this case, township is county, just like ours. It's the county ordinances and regulations. Our township ordinances and regulations follow the counties. So the township and county would be interchangeable. So we oppose the projects unless they follow the county ordinances. Right. Yeah, so we're not prohibiting the projects as long as they're staying within, complying with the local ordinances, not the state ordinances, if the state ordinances are different.
Someone comes and wants to open or look it on their land, they have to get the proper zoning
From the county.
from the county.
Right,
Instead of
not the
state
state.
saying, we're putting this here. And it
Right.
doesn't matter what you do.
Right.
Basically, it does not allow the states with all the states that will, or local communities.
Correct.
They're trying to take our control away, our ability to do what we do.
Can they still use eminent domain? I'm just asking, I'm just
Well,
asking.
not they can.
I'm just asking.
Mary, this is just, remember, Mike, could you comment on, correct me, I know it started out as House Bill, was it 5120 or 5121? So was it 50? So anyway, if people could look that up and educate, and put it simply, boil it down, it's a power grab.
Yes.
Right, we're gonna say, from the state, from local counties and townships, over the specific area of energy expansion, of green, whatever it is they want to call it, and for the lack of, forgive me, Grandma, you know, for shame, but the state continues to say, you know, your local people are just too damn stupid to know how to take care of your own property and your land. And so we're gonna go ahead and do this, and I think a lot of it is they looked around and saw that they're losing the battle on a number of these things, and so we'll fix that. We'll come on, and I think it's a 3-member panel appointed probably, I don't know for sure, but whether it's appointed by Governor Whitmer or some board, you know, that would make these decisions, that it takes it out of our hands. And we were saying, like Larry Ben was saying, we're trying to come in agreement with the county and that, and saying that we oppose this. It's not trying to.
County is already done this with.
Yeah, it's not trying to stop and kind of good development here, as I understand correctly.
Already got development here.
That kind of an understanding of the summary, and so as you read those, what's going on in the House and to the Senate, and and it came up pretty fast too, just within the last.
Luckily, you still have time because the vote keeps getting postponed, but it's extremely urgent.
Yeah, I got an earful of John Zimmerman not too long ago, right over here in Wayne County. They've been working for 2 years on the issues of solar and wind stuff, and he is mad as a red hen that the state is coming in. He's just gonna take that away. He made some comment, I don't know where he came up with this, that they're already earmarked with 1,200 acres to put a giant solar field. You know, I'm not throwing that out there, it's fear mongering, I'm saying, this was what he told me, that he's concerned about, you know, and it's just not democracy in my opinion.
Tom Coots, also, I sat down with him last Saturday, and we discussed the same issues. The fact that we went through the House and the Senate is actually on the table right now for the governor to sign, but we just want to get this thing down there to show our support against, I say, show our support and stand with the county against this issue, okay? That's all this is. And we want to protect our rights and keep them in our township. Unfortunately, this has been whipped terribly. And he was going to fill me in on how this legislation has been whipped through. And it's horrible what's happening with our local township government. They just want to take our rights away from us. So it's just a statement. At this point in time, Coots said, hey, it's kind of, we're looking at it as a done deal. But I said, I don't care, I want to make sure it's in there, and we stand with our oh, yeah.
This is a new law that they are bringing down. Doesn't the sheriff, doesn't he, the ultimate authority that says, no, we're not going to do that?
No, it has to do with zoning and the area zoning. And the fact that we wouldn't have, from what Coon said, what he told me, what Tom told me, is he said that, hey, let me back up for a second. I talked to MTA last week, and I talked specifically about this issue of MTA. MTA says, because our attorneys, our counsel is actually fighting this down in Lansing, ones that are representing us from Ocean. So he said, yeah, we have good counsel, so we want to keep it. But regarding this situation, because they put a provision in this legislation saying that the township can say to Lansing, we don't want this here. Because they'll come to you and they'll pretty much say, you know, layman's terms, do you want it or don't you want it, because we want to put these windmills here, so you can answer, does it fit your master plan, or does it fit your zoning? You say, no, we don't want it here, it doesn't fit in our zoning, you'll say, okay, we have to take over. And so that's kind of, in a nutshell, that's how it works. So they have the final say on whether or not they can plop a window in your backyard, basically. You know, and plumb it in. So it's something that we definitely want to just make a statement on, and just throw it down there. And we'll see what happens. And it was speculated between a few conversations I had that normally on issues like this, it comes down to a lot of attorney work and legal work when it's brought to the table, meaning that when or if the government acts in this position or takes this position, there's going to be a lawsuit. Okay, and I'm not saying we're going to do the lawsuit. This happened in Ohio, from what I understand, and they had a big mess. So in order to help support that mess, because that mess benefits us as a community to keep our zoning, we want to stand with Augusta County and the state that they are against this. Because I don't know about you, but I don't want somebody from Lansing saying, hey, for the better good of everyone, we have to put these solar panels and wind farms to your property. I don't want that, I don't want that for anybody else.
So you're saying we're in control of our own person?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So let's do a vote on that quick. Can I get a vote? Very good. Any motion?
Somebody second?
Okay, you got
Jim, I was just gonna say, it's an excellent motion, and I'm in favor of it. Sure, this has come out many times before, not just this year, where they wanted to take control, whether it be gravel or whatever, other things. The state has wanted to take control away from the county. Your motion will help support the county in what they're doing. So it's an excellent thing to do, and you're supporting the county.
Thank you. Kelly did the motion. Oh, Kelly, I got one motion. Did I get another?
I made a motion, you need a second, that was about 10 minutes.
Yeah. Move it second.
We have questions. Relax over there.
Where do you want to go home tonight? Can I get a vote?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey. Yes.
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 Great. Can we ask if anybody's opposed to moving the meeting to 6 o'clock?
No.
Can we? I don't know.
No.
Can I put that on new agenda? Can we have the meetings at 6?
I'd love to see her. Already passed my test.
All right. We make that motion. That's motion.
Oh, question.
Could you please tell us what your posted hours are for the township? Because people may want to come up and pay their taxes, and they will be upset when the township office is closed.
Absolutely.
We are still working on that. We have deputies to hire. Actually, that's part of my new business that we haven't covered yet too. Because the current assistant has not shown up to work since we were voted in. I contacted her. She didn't want to talk to me, and I asked her to call me, and she still hasn't called me. So basically tonight, I'd like to. We can.
Who's that?
Who is this?
Oh, nobody heard, so they were all talking. I didn't hear, so keep going.
So, right now, I am here pretty much from 1:30 to just before 5 every day. Since I'm usually the only one here until we get the deputies and the assistant, I've been keeping the front door locked. Feel free to knock on the door. I will come right up and answer and let you in. Yes.
I just have a question. How are you guys gonna stay within the budget if you're running deputies that many hours a year?
We haven't even figured out how many.
You have budgeted amounts right now though, so.
But we still have to hire.
Yeah, right, but
We have
Yeah.
to.
You appoint.
Basically, what we have to do is decide, are we gonna be open every day from like, a short amount of, the post office is open 10 to 2 every day. We can have different hours, we can have, we haven't even had time to decide all of this yet. We've been waiting for paperwork, we've been attempting to get into computer systems. So we will work on the hours as soon as we can. But for now, I am here for sure, 1:30 to almost 5, almost every day. Tomorrow might be a little different because it's deer hunting season, my daughter's up. But I'm trying to make an effort to be here as much as I can. I was popping in and out in the morning. And again, if you see my great yellow Jeep out there, this is and I can let you in.
Or you ever make a suggestion?
Yes.
So when you're here, people need to knock because you are alone and that kind of thing, right? Put a note on the door for people to knock. Or put a phone number, so they can call your office number or whatever.
The problem is right now, I'm the only one answering the phone too, so sometimes I'm on the phone and.
You just said it for Big Jeep is out there, that's a big no. Is there a really legitimate concern that this township hall will not be accessible to the public?
Yeah.
I mean, really, we're 1 week into a new board, we're gonna make this accessible when we get, when the dust falls and the hours settle, the people get it placed.
Our biggest concern
We're in
right now is
transition, people.
getting the agenda, getting the packets finished, getting this meeting, on board still, so we didn't have to reschedule. So that's what I've been doing all week between answering phone calls and all of that stuff.
So we should.
Go ahead.
The township tax notices are gonna be coming out on December 1st. So you're gonna need to get with the county and printing the time that you will be available for election.
That's the, thanks for bringing that up, that's one of the deliverables that we have for the census too, so we're trying to work as hard as we can here to not try to meet those deadlines.
Are you gonna post your cell phone numbers and things like that, like the previous did, in case there's an emergency?
Right.
We have some other business to still finish that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we're having meetings at 6 p.m.
Yes.
Let's
Who
go.
wants to make a motion?
I motion to make meetings to 6 p.m. I want to second it as well.
We have a second
I'll
person.
second the motion.
Okay, so meetings at 6 p.m. Rasmussen.
Yes.
Fishman.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
if you don't want me to, you don't yes, or.
Well, we skipped discussion before the vote. We meet once a month, and we got a lot of stuff to do in the township. If it takes 3 hours or 4 hours or whatever, I'm down with that. I don't want to work people's time. We're not here to draw out a long meeting, just have a meeting. If there's business to be done, I'm going to be here and get it done. Will we meet at 6, or start at 7, or go to 9, or go to 10? I think we have that commitment to the people of this township to do that. And, so yeah, 6 is fine with me. I vote yes, but it really doesn't matter. We should say, hey, we get the business done.
I think we ought to bring you available.
What's that?
I think we ought to buy you available.
We all have that stuff there, we can just not.
No, he said just you.
Okay, Bruce.
Yes.
Okay, so, that was.
That was an added to the agenda.
Yeah, sorry.
Just supposed to-
Okay, so there are a few other new business items. One I mentioned, the assistant, who I haven't seen. I would like to make a motion to terminate her employment so we can hire an assistant clerk. That's,
Excuse me? We can't hear you.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting a little parched. And warm. I would like to make a motion to terminate the employment of the current assistant for job abandonment, because I reached out to her by phone and, she didn't really want to speak with me, and I asked her to call me back, and it was just.
I don't think you need to do that. You and you three can choose who you want to be your deputies.
What about the assistant?
The assistant, was she an assistant to the whole office area or specifically the clerk?
She was a clerk assistant.
Did she have a contract or? I doubt it.
The previous board did approve her hiring assistant.
So many hours.
Yeah, so many hours and it's in the budget that way. Yes. It's in the budget that way. I have copies of the budget.
Okay,
That's
next
what
one.
it's all budget bill for you to have, for you guys to have an assistant, that it's in the budget, you didn't say.
When did it start?
Next is the motion to approve three bonds.
Yeah, I contacted the computer doc and like to provide a free machine that's smart and I told them that she is one who can, as long as it's smart one, we can access her emails and make phone calls. And I could give that one. Casino games. And the phones were $60 a piece, 3 years, so $180 total, and the plan is at least $69 a month for all three for one of the contacts is
I just, whenever somebody says, you know, I want the cheapest, doesn't mean you have good values. Not with the press, it's, I mean, you to find the cheapest 3 times a year doesn't mean
You're getting it, yeah.
Things like that, the other brands, the other brand name, you're talking $300 or $500.
Is this the only bid that you're, the only place you guys called was for your talk? Did you look anyplace else at all? I'm just asking.
Verizon, they So recap the cost again, please.
Right, we got a question.
I think you guys need to do a little bit more investigation on that because there are cell services out there you can get that would run you for unlimited data, less than $30 a month. For phones, yes.
This is unlimited talking text.
Well, yeah, the talks and text is always unlimited.
He's talking data.
That's just talking points, but data is where your important part is.
Yeah.
Because every text message anymore, every email message anymore, anytime you use Wi-Fi calling, it's all data. So data is where you need to be looking at. That's where your money can run into if you don't have unlimited data.
Well, at least, let's, looking, what if I say looking for a vote to gain phones? That's probably possible, but maybe it is. Let's see how it's. Best value. Okay, let's do best value. Okay, so I'm asking the board to approve purchase of 3 cell phones for the fact of, being able to communicate with the public, and being as transparent, for transparency also, having the best value.
Do we need to write something though in case, I'm not saying you guys are gonna leave tomorrow, but to say that the phones get turned back into the town? Like, I think there needs to be some sort of, agreement.
Okay, let's write that up. So we need to write that.
I don't need
Oh, I get it.
Are you ready for a motion?
Ready for a motion?
Good, motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay. Vote? No.
Okay, so, Warren.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Bushwick.
Yes.
Hay.
Yes.
Rasmussen.
Yes.
You vote yes. Cruz.
Yes.
Is that, are you done?
I've got another new business edition. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we listed the thing first.
So, you really need a motion.
Liz, we should have
Okay.
So we all need to sign it?
No, what ends up happening is
The meeting minutes going.
yeah,
Yep.
meeting is going, so we just need to
Do we have
watch.
to be approved meeting minutes?
Yes. So we have. That's what.
Horizon, I was gonna say Horizon, I think.
So maybe we need to make the, she sent me an email, he's, or maybe I don't know, their information. She's going to get started with that, so.
Yes.
Who's on, who's going to be the treasurer? Are we adding a deputy that's not sworn in yet? I don't think we adding her, well, or you didn't say it. So just two right now. The other portion.
Okay. So we just need discussion on that, Aaron, right? No motion. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but we can't read into approve the minutes.
So let's just.
Really, like, you're not saying that you're gonna wait another month to approve these minutes.
They don't need to be approved.
They don't need to be approved.
They won't need to be approved.
No, we won't need it. Okay, good. Okay. All right, I am, another order of another question. I am asking, the board, if it's just an investigation resolution. This is discussed by council and, written up to delivered to the board for their review. It's to, the investigation resolution is to grant me power to, and I'll read it out to the public, which would be if we approved it, the board would hereby authorize the township supervisor to pursue investigations into all related, to the matters of Goshen, information technology, and any additional matter that relates to the prior regime of the Green Charter Township government. This includes the authority to manage an investigation, to coordinate and delegate various investigative functions to professionals in regards to legal, environmental, governmental agencies, other professionals, cooperating with private, state, and federal investigations. So I was given this to bring it from the board, and what this would allow us to allow me to do, in essence, is to contact these people as we move forward in the investigation stage to bring the board up to speed, to contact those other attorneys and that sort of thing, without having to come to the board each and every time. So I bring it up to the board for a vote. Any discussion? Mike Trout.
Is there fees to
No,
Is
it just states that I can call attorneys, you know, and if there's anybody outside the attorneys, like a government agency that talks to me about any of these other matters, from what I gather, Goshen, information technology, any other matter that relates to the prior regime, so that clears me to continue to put this back together. All right, so we can keep up information flowing in a legal manner. Basically, Jack is a supervisor.
Isn't that one of your JOB?
Right, but I don't know why, that's what I just.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, it's part of it.
So the lawyer said to do this?
Yes, just to clarify, because of the contentious issues. So I asked for a vote, or a motion, I'm sorry.
I just, the wording, regime, the word regime just sounds nasty.
It sure does. Do it, the regime. Sure.
Prior board.
Prior board, we can, what if we can rewrite this thing?
If we're gonna make a change, you have to have the Robert's rules, you have to make a motion to change the wording, the motion, the resolution has been stated, you wait for the motion. If you wanna change it, we have to make a motion to change it, vote on the change it, and word it.
All right.
Like, go by Robert's rules?
So, okay, any additional matter that relates to the prior board of Green Charter Township? It is considered a regime of the board of Green. Yeah, so it would read like this. Technology, okay, let's start from the top. The board hereby authorize the township supervisor to pursue investigations into all activities related to the matters of Goshen, information technology, okay, yep. Information technology and any additional matter that relates to the prior board of the Green Charter Township. That sounds better. Of the Green Charter. Of the Green Charter, okay, for the Green Charter.
A motion to accept the amendment.
Can you vote? Yeah.
So I just did a search of the definition of regime, and it's a government in power. It's not that bad of a situation, if we still want to go in with change language, I'm fine with that.
I like the soft,
Yeah.
Associated with some not there.
native things that don't need to be native. Yeah, let's get a vote to change the wording on this investigation resolution.
Warren,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Bushwhack,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Rasmussen. Yes. Regal, yes. Cruz.
Yes. Did I get a motion to adopt this resolution? Okay. For a second, can I get a vote, please?
Anderson. Yes. Regal, yes. Bushwhack,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Rasmussen. Yes. Warren,
Yes.
Cruz.
Yes. Okay. Is there gonna be the last one? Okay, so, because the board members, some of the board members are going to get land fees, and that sort of thing, we need to, we would like to pursue laptops for the staff. That are gonna be here, so, we're looking to, make a motion to upgrade, our hardware here in the offices. To at least, yeah, so we talked, so Mr. Wright here, Mr. Wright said, but can you comment on that at all, please? Or-
Well, yeah, I mean, the computers we have here are way more powerful than any laptop can do anything you need. If you need to work remotely, my recommendation was just, again, or its decision, would be to set up a remote system that will allow you to work from any laptop. So you could actually remote in from your personal computer without the township having to spend extra money on another laptop and work on your computer just like you were sitting at the desk.
But, Jeff Harris, for example, Harris, computer, and I keep my work computer and my business, my Harris computer separate.
None of the files would be on your personal computers.
Yeah, it would only stay with them, because I use mine when I think about home, I do use it for prayers.
I would worry about employer issues with my personal information.
And that brings me to my next thing, the employee issues with phone. So if we have phones, we do all public business on our block phones that are owned by the township, anybody wants to employ us, and there's a lot of people out there that want to employ us already, which is fine, I don't have a problem with it. We surrender our phones to employ it all day long. If they come for a computer, I'd rather not work on any personal.
You wouldn't be working on your personal computers, though.
Well, I'm kind of nervous about getting that, those two things mixed in or mingled. That's where I'm at.
Do you know what laptops would cost by chance, since
You're probably gonna be in the neighborhood for cheap ones that are gonna be needing replaced every year or so, probably about $400 or $500. If you want decent ones, they can run up to $3,000. I mean,
nowadays they're expensive.
Yeah.
Laptop versus Chromebook, we're talking about Chromebooks.
Now, Chromebooks won't run your programs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just purchased a new laptop for my office. At the township hall. I got a really nice Dell Acer for $849 with a keyboard and everything.
So we still have to take quotes. It's just a matter of let's look into it and see about sports.
Is it, I guess my question is it cheaper to buy it from IT, kind of like what we do, versus?
No. I think we should take quotes, get some quotes.
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm gonna go anal on the security thing. With the military, I had a CAD card. I had to insert the CAD card into a little reader that allowed me to log into the computer. Without that card, I was not logging in to the computer. And that took care of the security. And so it was not my computer, it was the department's computer. It had a docking station, which they had a nice screen to work on. I could take that computer and work offline, but I still had to have that CAD card to work offline also. It did have some.
That's correct. That would be a standard DoD military login procedure.
So is there any type of,
the expense on that is not cheap, period.
And we also pay, life cycle is every 2 years, a new computer. So, yeah, it wasn't cheap. Well, we're talking 3, but if you have a deputy chip, finance as a deputy, those deputies, might be salary service.
But that doesn't mean that they have to, doesn't mean you have to computers.
Yeah, let's do it.
To see what.
Let's see.
Let's, may I make a suggestion?
Yeah, sure.
Before you go getting quotes, you set a standard on what you're gonna get, otherwise your quotes are gonna be all over the board and you're not gonna be comparing apples to apples.
What do we recommend for hard drives?
I would recommend a minimum, with the programs you're running and gonna have to run, If you're gonna be going to straight laptops, I would recommend a SSD, minimum of half terabyte. I would suggest maybe going to a terabyte, minimum of 16 gigs of RAM, and I would recommend a 17-inch monitor.
You're shaking your head now overall, or is that comparable with what you were?
I bought a 16-inch square, but it's gonna do what I need. It's a real surprise.
And you supervisors figure out the township, which is a bigger township than ours.
But he's also not running BSNA on a level where he's going to be.
Just asking, that's why you
So, Sarah, yes.
You'll hold on to this first and then, because that's something, that's probably something different, it's gonna be something different.
Yeah, okay, so I motion and look for.
I motion bids for the minimum of an SSD, half a terabyte to 1 terabyte, 16 gig and a 17-inch monitor, laptops from, we need 3.
Yeah.
3 quotes.
Okay, can I get a motion on it?
How many should we say? 3 for now?
3 for now.
3, let's just do a max of 3 for now.
Correct.
Okay, and a max of 3 for now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, is there a second?
Somebody
Motion.
Yeah, we get a second.
Second.
Hold on a second. She's. I motioned it, you motioned it, and he seconded. Who seconded?
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, you're asking me.
I motioned it, yes.
I'm gonna say no.
Yes.
Bushway,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Reno, yes, Thorne,
Yes.
Bruce.
Yes.
One more item,
One more item.
one more item.
Okay. Take it away.
While we're speaking of security, can we all get Green Charter Township email? Our old.
You don't-
Trustees.
Yes.
You don't have it.
Yeah.
It's already been approved. I never got the information that I needed to get them in place.
They need email.
And now that I'm getting the information that you've requested that I retrieved from the old board, we will independently be able to get them issued.
I'm just, we need to approve it.
No, it's already been approved by your old board a couple months ago. So,
Okay, we reached the part for second public comment.
Yes.
Just a quick question for a couple of people. A lot of your public is older, and hearing is kind of muffled. It's not the volume, it's muffled. Is there any way we could have better, some kind of mic system, or if either we were closer, because when your heads are down, it's muffled. It's hard to hear everything that's being said.
Do we still have the mics, Steve?
yes, those belong to the township.
So we can use the mics next time.
You just don't have any speaker or amplification system because that didn't belong to the township.
I have the speaker.
Now we'll take it, burn it, yep. One more. So Meads.
About 6 years, well, first of all, my name is Ross Meads. I live at 21405 180th Avenue. I've been a resident of Green Township for almost 20 years. About 6 years ago, I got involved with the township because I wasn't happy with the way that things were happening. And I've got to hand it to you, the atmosphere of this meeting is the best atmosphere I've seen in 6 years. Now, I walked in very skeptical and pretty distrusting, and there are 3 trustees who were here at the time who are in this room tonight that I have a tremendous amount of respect for. One's up there, one's right here, and the other's sitting right there. And Jim Peak has forgotten more about Green Township than I've ever known. And so, if Kelly and these two are willing to help out, by all means, take advantage of them. And for you two, I really appreciate you being here tonight. Jason, I'm encouraged because you said two things in your opening statement that meant a lot to me. First of all is transparency. 6 years ago, a group of us tried to get information out of this township hall, and we could not get it even with FOIAs. And we had an elected official of Green Township try to get the information for it, and they were told they would have to file FOIAs to get the information, which absolutely should never have happened. So you mentioned transparency, and I thank you for that. I thank you for the fact that you made the comment that FOIAs aren't even necessary because you're willing to share information. To me, as a tax-paying citizen of Green Township, that's huge. The other thing you said that I really appreciated, and as I've gotten to know you, I've gotten to appreciate your integrity. You made the comment that you guys are here to represent both the ones that voted for you and the ones that voted against you.
Amen.
That's what democracy is, and I appreciate that. So I'll be honest with you. As a resident of Green Township, I'm encouraged tonight, so thank you to you guys for doing it.
That's right.
Just a point of order to help you guys out. I don't know that I heard a motion to accept a new signator to the bank accounts. And I believe the bank is going to require that from you. And you'll also need a motion to remove somebody as a signator to those accounts. And I didn't hear that as part of your, as a vote.
No, we should do it just for coverage. Absolutely.
And maybe you don't need to, I'm not a banker, but every other board that I've served on, whenever you needed to add somebody or take somebody off the bank account.
Good point, Don.
Let's do it, thank you. Okay, can I get a motion to add the new treasurer, clerk, and their deputies?
I'll make a motion to take the old ones off.
Super, there we go. The name was efficiency. Okay, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Okay, one. Two. Okay, two. Three.
I will split.
Yes.
Yes.
Bushway,
Yes.
Anderson. Yes. Ray.
Yes.
Vogel, yes. Cruz.
Yes. Thank you. Can I go over to Carter? Is that?
Yeah, I don't want to jump in front of it.
Yeah, I think we're all set.
Initially, I would like to,